Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm continuing my Best in Brand series with a beauty brand that I have been using for over 20 years, and that is Chanel. I have been, like I said, using the brand for so many years. I have so many products, many more than I think in any other beauty brand that I will feature here on my channel, just because there are so many things I've tried and used over many, many years. There are a few new things that I am just obsessed with, but for me, the products I have to talk about are some of just my favorite Chanel products that I think are kind of best of the brand. So I'm going to get started with a couple of skincare products. The first one is a cleanser. This is I'm not even going to try to butcher the name here. This is the oil cleanser that you can see I am at the bottom of. I do have a backup bottle for when this one is done. This is an oil cleanser that I just like to use. It comes with a pump applicator. I like to use 2 pumps of this into my hands. I rub it around my palms and I just apply it. And I should mention this is sort of like my second step of my 2-step cleansing routine. I typically will use my Bioderma micellar water to remove eye makeup and any kind of stubborn makeup, and then I'll apply this as to get rid of the rest of my makeup and to kind of rehydrate and balance my skin, because I find that Chanel cleansers, every single one that I have used, leaves your skin feeling very well kind of balanced and nourished and not sort of dry and tight. So I really love this cleanser, one I've been using for many, many years, and one that I would highly recommend. It's great for all skin types. But yeah, definitely a great product that I would recommend to just about anyone. The other skincare product that I am obsessed with from Chanel is their face oil, and I have the Jasmin face oil. I have been using this for the last few years. I bought it kind of just to pamper myself a little bit, but I ended up loving it so much that it's something I end up using probably a few times a week. But I do like to just put a few drops of this into the palm of my hands and I just kind of press it into my skin. I'll often do it when I'm going to be using like my little gua sha or my face roller and I want something with a little slip. It isn't something that leaves your skin super oily, which is what I love about it. It's almost like a dry oil. It seeps into the skin really nicely, and it has a beautiful, very light scent of jasmine, which I think is just so luxurious and bougie, and I love kind of ending my nights with this face oil. Moving on to skincare and starting with complexion products. I have so many Chanel complexion products, but there are 2 that I would say are my absolute favorites. The first one is the Le Beige Water Fresh Tint. I have this in the shade medium, and as you can see, I am working my way through this. I have a backup bottle. This is something I wear just on the regular. It just gives my skin a little bit of hydration. It evens things out, and it just makes my skin look a lot better. It does not provide a lot of coverage. I would say it's very, very light coverage, but it's something that for every day living in Florida where it's almost always humid and sticky, this is what I turn to. When I'm going out in the evenings or when I just want a little bit more coverage, I actually applied today the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint, which is the Sublimage foundation, one of 2 foundations. I think they have one that comes in like a jar, and then there is this one, and this one I think is the lighter weight of the 2. I had read a lot of reviews about this, and people had said it is super hydrating and leaves your skin very dewy, which it absolutely does, and that is why I love it so much. It looks like skin, and I use it so sparingly. I use 1 pump of this. I would say it's still sort of a light to medium coverage. You could definitely probably build it up to a medium coverage, but again, I don't like putting a lot of product on my skin day to day, and this is something that not only leaves my skin looking like skin, but also leaves it just looking glowy and refreshed and dewy and amazing. So I really love this product. Of course, this is from the Sublimage line, so it has amazing skincare ingredients, which you pay up the nose for, but I do really love it, and it is something I would definitely repurchase. The other product that I splurged on from the Sublimage line last year is the Corrector, and this is what that looks like. It is I should have mentioned that I have the foundation as well as the concealer here, or corrector, in the shade B40, and both of them have a little bit of a peachy undertone, which works really well for my skin, especially when it comes to a corrector concealer. This is sort of like a one and done product. I used to use for many, many years Bobbi Brown's corrector and concealer, which I used 2 separate ones, but the corrector was always a peach tone corrector and the concealer was whatever my skin tone was at the time. But this one is kind of both, and I would say it has really full coverage compared to any other concealer I have ever tried. And I tend to be someone who goes for really lightweight concealers. Before this one, I really liked Chanel's just their stick concealer with the doe foot applicator. I still use that from time to time when I just want a little coverage and I'm not that concerned about covering up my dark circles, but this does an even better job and you don't need much, which is what's great about it. And because it is packed with skincare ingredients, it just leaves your under eyes hydrated and they don't look, you know, crepey and horrible, which mine are getting really bad as I'm getting older. I've always had really bad dark circles since I was a kid. That's just the coloring on my face. I have very, very thin skin under my eyes, and so I definitely am suffering as I'm getting older with the crepiness and the fine lines and all the goodness that comes with age. But this is something that I just need to apply. Like, I put one dot on the inside, one dot on the outside, and I just kind of blend it in with my beauty blender, and that's all I really need, and I absolutely love it. The next beauty product I have to rave about from Chanel is a cream bronzer from the Le Beige line. I have this in the medium, I think it's called medium tan, but I'll try to find the shade name and leave it below, but it looks like this. I was really happy when they actually released this because I had the lighter shade, which was a little light for me. Then they launched a deeper shade and it was a little deep for me, and so this one was kind of like the perfect medium, and that is what I am wearing on my face today. It is just a really nice, easy to apply cream bronzer. I apply this with the thicker end of my beauty blender. I just sort of pounce it in and pounce it on where I need it, and I absolutely love it. And I'm actually wearing it on my eyelids today. I don't really wear eyeshadow much, but I use this in the crease sometimes just to kind of give a little definition to my eyes, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, this is my definitely one of my favorite cream bronzers and one of my favorite products from Chanel. Another one of my favorite products from Chanel is their cream highlight, and this is sort of a stick highlighter. I think it's from the Le Beige line, and I cannot read that right now, so again, I'm going to have to leave the shade name and all the information down below, but this is what it looks like. It is just this sort of pearlescent sort of color. It's just amazing to just give your skin a little bit of highlight on the high points of your face, and I really love cream highlighters. If it wasn't for this formula sort of coming out everywhere, I probably wouldn't wear highlighter at all, just because I don't like any powders that I've tried. I feel like they always look very sort of cosmetic, and that is not the way I like my skin to look, so this one is great. My next favorite beauty product from Chanel was released probably about a year or two ago under the Chanel No. 1 de Chanel Beauty skincare line. They came out with a bunch of new skincare products, which I had tried and loved. I don't have any of those, or else I'd probably include those as well, but there was a makeup product with the skincare products that I think is not only good for your skin, but I am also wearing it today as makeup, and that is the lip and cheek product, and I have mine in the shade Red Camelia. And I just absolutely love this stuff. I use it on my lips. It's really nourishing and hydrating, which a lot of lip and cheek products are better either on the lips or on the cheeks. This one definitely works for both, and I just love this color. It really kind of brightens up my face, which is something I find I need as I am aging. This is a product that I have been really obsessed with. I have it in almost every shade, and this is my favorite of the bunch. My next favorite beauty product from Chanel has to be their lipsticks, and I have been wearing Chanel lipsticks definitely for over 20 years. I remember buying my first Chanel red lipstick when I was still living in Boston, and ever since that time I've probably tried almost every formula they've come out with, but my favorite by far has been the Rouge Coco Flash, which turned into the Rouge Coco Shine, and now my favorite as of late is the Rouge Coco Bloom, and I am wearing today the shade number 128 in Magic on my lips. I'll show you what this looks like. This is a nice sort of bright, almost like a poppy red with a little bit pinkish red color, really brightening, again, something that helps me not look dead. And I feel like this formula is just amazing. It has the same sort of shine and moisturizing qualities that the Rouge Coco Shine and the Rouge Coco, gosh, there's been so many, the Rouge Coco Flash have, but in this case it is definitely more pigmented, so you don't need to apply as much. You can just sort of put one swipe on your lips and you're good to go, and I just love the way this lipstick looks and feels. And the last of my makeup products from Chanel is one that I have been wearing for many, many years. It is Chanel Le Volume de Chanel mascara, and I have it in the original formula in the color black or noir. And this is just the blackest black, greatest formula that I have ever tried in a mascara. I'm wearing it today just with a few coats as like my day-to-day, kind of everyday amount that I put on, but when I build it up, I can definitely get almost that false lash look that I love when I'm doing kind of a smoky eye and going out in the evenings. It's just amazing. I have yet to top it with anything I have tried out on the market, and it's one that I go to, will probably continue to purchase for the rest of my life or for as long as I don't find anything better, and I just absolutely love it. My next favorite from Chanel is a body care product that I picked up a couple of years ago, and I have been guilty of not using up until recently. They just were sitting in my bathroom because they looked pretty and I wasn't really using them. I just started using them and I am obsessed. So these are my Chanel body oils. I have the Jasmin scent as well as the vanilla, and I love them both so much. These again go on like a dry oil. They're not super oily, but they are just perfect when you're getting out of the shower. You want to add a little bit of moisture to your skin, but you don't want anything too heavy, and they have a very light scent of either vanilla or jasmine, or I think there's a third, maybe even more. I don't even know. I think there's a rose one, possibly others, I don't know, but these are the ones that I absolutely love and I know will go with all of my fragrances, even though they're so lightly scented. You probably, they wouldn't clash with anything, let's just say fragrance-wise, but I do wear a lot of white florals and jasmine in my fragrances, and I do wear a lot of vanillas in my fragrances, so I kind of pick one or the other, and I have just started using them on the regular and I am obsessed. I don't know what took me so long. I will say that I am not in love with the packaging. It has this huge just open top that you have to kind of pour it out into your hand to use. I wish it was a pump or something that made it a little bit easier to actually use, but I do think there's something a little bit more, I don't know, luxurious about having this glass bottle that is just so lovely. Like I said, it's been sitting on a shelf and not being used, and that is not what I had intended to purchase it for. I'm starting to use everything I have. Nothing is sitting anymore waiting for the right time or waiting for a special occasion. So I am using these, loving them, and definitely would highly recommend. And the last of my favorite Chanel beauty products has to be fragrance. I have been obsessed with Chanel fragrances since way back when, well over 20 years now, and I have so many in my collection, but the one that I chose to show today is the one that I'm wearing today. This is Chanel No. 5 Low, and this is a beautiful fragrance that I love wearing coming into spring. It's light, it's airy, it's got some citrus, it's very sparkly, it's got a lot of florals and a little bit of soapiness and cleanness, and it just is fresh and refreshing and just makes me super happy. And it definitely works really well with either one of my Chanel body oils, but today I actually put on the jasmine scent, and this definitely has some jasmine in it, and it is just absolutely lovely. So yeah, Chanel fragrance would be kind of at the top of my list of beauty products from Chanel that I have been loving and using for the last 20 plus years. So those are all of my favorite beauty products from Chanel. I would love to know if you use any of these, if you love them, if you've tried them and don't love them, if there's anything else that I should have on this list that you think you have tried and loved and would recommend to others from Chanel. Please leave it in the comments below. I know we can all learn a lot from each other here. And thank you all for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you all in my next video. Have a great day. Bye.